$6.4 billion. That's the number shaking up the entire crypto market as Trump Media teams up with Crypto.com to launch a massive CRO treasury initiative. With $1 billion in CRO tokens, $200 million in cash, and a $5 billion equity line. This move isn't just a strategic play. It could reshape the market in the coming months. Is this a golden opportunity for investors or just a massive PR stunt? Let's break it down right now. Overview of the deal: Trump Media and Crypto.com and the $6.40 billion CRO treasury. The crypto market is buzzing as Trump Media Group officially partners with Crypto.com to launch a massive initiative called the CRO Treasury Initiative. Valued at an eye-popping $6.4 billion, this deal has quickly captured the attention of investors, financial analysts, and the global blockchain community. According to the official announcement, the structure of the treasury is broken down into three major components: $1 billion in CRO tokens, the native token of the Crypto.com ecosystem; $200 million in cash, providing liquidity for the project's initial operations and strategic moves; $5 billion in equity line, a massive reserve to be tapped for scaling, acquisitions, or other future growth opportunities. But the partnership doesn't stop there. Trump Media Group and Crypto.com revealed that the new entity will be taken public via a SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Company, merger, a route increasingly popular with tech and blockchain companies. By opting for a SPAC, the venture can bypass the lengthy and complex traditional IPO process, giving it faster access to significant capital and immediate visibility in the public markets. Strategic vision and significance. Behind these impressive numbers lies a bold, forward-thinking strategy. With billions in capital, Trump Media Group is signaling its ambition to become a dominant force in the decentralized finance, DeFi, and blockchain ecosystem. The CRO token, already well integrated within Crypto.com S exchange and payment platforms, will play a central role in this strategy. By allocating $1 billion in CRO tokens to the treasury, the partnership isn't just boosting the token's liquidity and visibility, but also laying the groundwork for expanding its utility far beyond traditional finance. There is significant speculation that Trump Media will explore integrating blockchain solutions into its media platforms, from secure content distribution to innovative payment and advertising models. Market context and timing. This deal comes at a critical time when the crypto industry is entering a more mature phase. Institutional adoption of digital assets has been accelerating, with hedge funds, investment banks, and publicly listed companies increasingly holding crypto on their balance sheets. This shift has transformed the market from a retail-driven playground into a serious global investment ecosystem. Trump Media's decision to join forces with Crypto.com underscores this broader trend of convergence between media and digital finance. It also highlights the forward-looking vision of both entities, leveraging blockchain technology to enhance traditional business models in advertising, payments, data management, and digital engagement. Implications for investors. For investors, this partnership represents both opportunity and intrigue. The SPAC merger will make the new entity publicly tradable, opening the door for retail and institutional capital to flow in. The substantial backing of CRO tokens and billions in equity reserves suggests potential for significant growth, particularly if the roadmap delivers clear, actionable steps for adoption and expansion. However, this bold move is not without its risks. The crypto market remains volatile, with token prices prone to sharp swings. Regulatory scrutiny, especially in the United States, is expected to intensify, a factor amplified by the Trump name being tied to the project. On top of that, execution will be the ultimate test. Without a solid operational roadmap and consistent delivery, early excitement could quickly turn to skepticism. the importance and market context of the $6.4 billion Crow Treasury. The partnership between Trump Media Group and Crypto.com is more than just another headline in the fast-moving world of cryptocurrency. It represents a strategic inflection point, not only for both companies, but also for the broader crypto and financial technology ecosystem. Understanding the importance and timing of this deal provides deeper insights into why it's attracting such significant attention. A strategic move amid market evolution over the past few years. The cryptocurrency market has undergone a dramatic transformation. What started as a niche interest for tech enthusiasts and retail traders has evolved into a multi-trillion-dollar global industry with growing participation from institutional investors, hedge funds, and multinational corporations. This evolution has created a new dynamic in the market: legitimacy and adoption. Companies like MicroStrategy, Tesla, and PayPal have paved the way by incorporating crypto assets into their balance sheets or enabling digital currency transactions on their platforms. In this environment, the Trump Media-Crypto.com partnership signals that crypto is no longer an experimental play. It's becoming a mainstream financial tool that, by establishing a $6.4 billion treasury, Trump Media and Crypto.com are effectively planting their flag in this rapidly maturing landscape. The allocation of $1 billion in CRO tokens, coupled with substantial cash and equity reserves, sends a strong message of long-term commitment and confidence in the market's trajectory. Timing the market. Why now matters the timing of this initiative? Couldn't be more significant. Post-bull market reset. After the explosive bull runs of 2020 and 2021, followed by a correction period in 2022 and 2023, the crypto market has entered a new growth phase. Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies are stabilizing at higher support levels, while regulatory frameworks around the world are becoming clearer, reducing uncertainty for institutional players. Institutional expansion. Institutional players are not just investing, they're actively shaping the market. From BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF to Fidelity and Vanguard entering crypto services, large financial institutions have validated digital assets as legitimate investment vehicles. Trump Media's entry via a public SPAC vehicle aligns with this wave of institutional integration. Political and economic climate. The Trump brand itself adds a layer of political visibility and influence. In a market where regulation and public perception can swing sentiment sharply, having a high-profile name tied to a major project can accelerate adoption and potentially shape policy conversations around blockchain and crypto regulation. Implications. For the broader market, the symbolism of this partnership is as important as the financial details. It signals to other corporations, especially in the media and entertainment sectors, that crypto adoption is both viable and potentially lucrative. For the crypto industry, this move could encourage other large brands to launch similar treasury-backed initiatives, using tokens not just as speculative assets, but as tools for building ecosystems and driving user engagement. For media companies, it opens a pathway for blockchain integration into content distribution, micropayments, and secure data management, potentially reshaping traditional business models. For investors, the public nature of the SPAC deal provides opportunities for retail and institutional investors to participate directly, which could increase liquidity and market depth for CRO and related assets. Crow's role in the evolving ecosystem. The decision to center this initiative around the CRO token is strategic. CRO already powers the Crypto.com ecosystem, facilitating transactions, rewards, and staking. By injecting $1 billion worth of CRO into this treasury, Trump Media and Crypto.com are reinforcing CRO's utility while expanding its potential reach into new verticals like media, advertising, and digital content monetization. This could position CRO as not just another exchange token, but as a multi-sector utility asset with real-world applications that go beyond trading or speculation. Looking ahead as the initiative progresses, the market will be watching key indicators, the release of a detailed roadmap outlining specific integration plans, partnership announcements with other media, tech, or financial players, regulatory updates in the US and globally, which could either accelerate or slow adoption depending on the clarity and scope of new rules. In the context of a maturing crypto market, this partnership demonstrates how traditional industries and blockchain technology are converging, setting the stage for innovations that could define the next wave of digital transformation, opportunities, and risks of the $6.4 billion Crow Treasury. The partnership between Trump Media Group and Crypto.com brings a wave of excitement and speculation to the crypto community. With $6.4 billion in capital, including $1 billion in CRO tokens, $200 million in cash, and a $5 billion equity line, this initiative has the potential to reshape both the crypto market and the media finance landscape. But alongside its ambitious promise come substantial risks that investors and industry analysts can't ignore. Opportunities. 1. Driving mainstream adoption. One of the most promising aspects of this partnership is its potential to bring cryptocurrency further into the mainstream. By leveraging the Trump brand's media reach and Crypto.com's well-established platform, this initiative could expose millions of non-crypto users to digital assets, specifically Crow. For example, integrating blockchain-based payment options into Trump media platforms could normalize the use of Crow tokens for subscriptions, ad payments, or digital goods, creating real-world utility beyond trading and speculation. 2. CRO's market value. With $1 billion in CRO tokens allocated to the Treasury, demand for the token could surge as institutional and retail investors seek exposure. If the project delivers on its roadmap, CRO could evolve from a utility token for the Crypto.com ecosystem into a multi-sector asset used in finance, media, and advertising. This could drive price appreciation, liquidity growth, and deeper integration across industries, similar to how tokens like BNB expanded beyond Binance into DeFi, gaming, and payment systems. 3. Institutional and retail synergy. This PAC merger that will take the new entity public opens the door for a blend of institutional and retail participation. Publicly traded crypto companies often experience increased liquidity and visibility, which can attract long-term investors and strategic partners. This dual engagement could position the CRO Treasury initiative as a bridge between traditional finance and the decentralized economy, further legitimizing crypto as a viable investment and operational tool. 4. Innovation in media and technology. With significant funding in place, the initiative could pioneer new blockchain-based solutions in content creation and distribution. Imagine smart contracts to automate ad placements and royalty payments, NFT, integration for premium digital content, decentralized data management for greater transparency and user privacy. These innovations could set new standards for how media companies engage audiences and monetize content. Risks. 1. Market volatility. Crypto remains inherently volatile. Prices of Crow and other digital assets can swing dramatically within short periods, driven by market sentiment, macroeconomic conditions, or even regulatory news. If the broader market faces a downturn, the value of the CRO allocation could erode rapidly, reducing the Treasury's overall strength. 2. Regulatory pressure. With the Trump name attached to this project, regulatory scrutiny is almost guaranteed. In the U.S., the SEC and other agencies are tightening oversight of digital assets. Any hint of non-compliance, whether related to token classification, transparency, or investor protections, could trigger investigations, fines, or restrictions, slowing down adoption and growth. 3. Execution challenges. A $6.4 billion plan sounds powerful, but its success depends on execution. Without a clear, actionable roadmap and strong leadership, the project risks being perceived as more hype than substance. Failure to deliver measurable results, such as platform integrations, user growth, or partnerships, could lead to sharp corrections in both sentiment and valuation. 4. Political polarization. Given the polarizing nature of the Trump brand, there's a risk of political backlash. While supporters might see this as a forward-thinking financial innovation, detractors could push negative narratives that influence public perception and investor confidence. Political instability could also create unpredictable market reactions, especially if the project becomes a talking point in policy debates. Balanced outlook. CRO Treasury Initiative represents a high-risk, high-reward play. If executed effectively, it could elevate CRO's status in the crypto hierarchy, accelerate mainstream adoption of blockchain in media and finance, strengthen the bridge between institutional finance and decentralized platforms. But if mismanaged or derailed by external factors, such as market crashes, regulatory hurdles, or operational missteps, the project could falter despite its high-profile backers and massive capital reserves. Market reactions and what to watch. The announcement of the $6.4 billion CRO Treasury Initiative by Trump Media Group in partnership with Crypto.com has sent ripples through the global crypto ecosystem. From bullish optimism to cautious skepticism, the market's reaction reflects the complex mix of excitement and uncertainty that often accompanies high-profile moves in the digital asset space. Understanding these initial reactions and identifying what indicators to monitor in the weeks and months ahead is crucial for anyone looking to navigate this opportunity strategically. Immediate market reactions. 1. Positive sentiment among crypto enthusiasts within hours of the announcement. Social media platforms and trading forums lit up with excitement. Many in the crypto community view the deal as a strong signal of mainstream adoption, especially given the scale of the capital involved and the influence of both brands. On-chain data showed a notable spike in CRO trading volume, with increased activity across both spot and derivatives markets. Short-term traders jumped in, betting on a near-term price breakout. Analysts noted that CRO was testing resistance levels near 30 cents, a key psychological and technical threshold. 2. Cautious optimism from institutional players. Institutional analysts and hedge fund managers have reacted more cautiously. While many acknowledge the significance of a $6.4 billion injection of capital, they are also waiting for clarity on the project's roadmap and specific use cases. For institutions, the question isn't just whether this partnership can generate hype, it's whether the initiative will deliver sustainable utility and revenue models that justify long-term investment. Without that, they risk viewing the project as a short-term speculative event rather than a structural market shift. 3. Skepticism and criticism. Not everyone is impressed. Critics argue that the move may be more of a PR stunt than a carefully thought-out strategy. Some point to the volatility of the CRO token and the historically mixed track record of celebrity-backed ventures in crypto as reasons to remain skeptical. Others warn of heightened political and regulatory risks, noting that the involvement of a polarizing figure like Donald Trump could draw scrutiny from lawmakers and regulators, potentially slowing down adoption or triggering compliance challenges. Key indicators to monitor for investors and analysts tracking the CRO Treasury Initiative. A few critical metrics and developments will determine whether this project has the potential to reshape the crypto landscape or fade into obscurity. 1. Roadmap and strategic clarity. The release of a detailed roadmap will be the first major milestone to watch. Investors want specifics on how the Treasury funds will be deployed. Will CRO be integrated into Trump media platforms for payments, subscriptions, or rewards? Are there plans for partnerships with other fintech or media companies? What timeline is envisioned for product rollouts and adoption? Clear, transparent communication from leadership will be key to building confidence and sustaining momentum. 2. Institutional participation. Another factor to monitor is who else joins the initiative. Strategic partnerships with institutional players, whether through liquidity provision, co-development of blockchain solutions, or joint marketing campaigns, would reinforce the project's credibility and signal long-term viability. 3. Regulatory developments. The regulatory landscape in the U.S. and abroad will play a pivotal role in shaping outcomes. Watch for SEC statements or policy updates that clarify how initiatives like this will be classified. Legislative actions that could either enable broader adoption or introduce restrictions on tokenized ecosystems. Signs of collaboration or friction between the project and regulators. 4. CRO price performance and adoption metrics. From a market perspective, CRO's price action will be a key barometer. Sustained upward momentum accompanied by increasing on-chain activity, such as higher transaction volumes, staking rates, and wallet growth, would indicate genuine adoption rather than speculative hype. Conversely, if CRO fails to hold new support levels or adoption metrics stagnate, it could suggest that early excitement isn't translating into real-world utility. Looking ahead, the next 3 to 6 months will be pivotal for the CRO Treasury Initiative. Transparent execution, steady updates, and tangible progress will be critical in turning early optimism into lasting market confidence. For investors, the strategy should be to watch, not chase, monitor developments, analyze adoption metrics, and position accordingly as the story unfolds. This partnership has the potential to set a new benchmark for collaboration between traditional media companies and the crypto world. But like any high-profile venture, its success will depend on consistent delivery and the ability to adapt in a volatile and fast-changing market. 1. The opportunity landscape. A signal of confidence. $6.4 billion commitment is a clear signal that both Trump Media Group and Crypto.com are betting big on the long-term potential of digital assets, particularly the CRO token. Large-scale moves like this often inspire confidence in the market, encouraging other investors to follow suit. When corporations build sizable crypto treasuries, it typically reduces circulating supply and creates upward price pressure, something we've seen before with Bitcoin during periods of institutional accumulation. B. Increased mainstream exposure. This partnership has the power to push crypto further into mainstream visibility. With the Trump brand's extensive reach and the trading infrastructure of Crypto.com, millions of new users could be introduced to cryptocurrency, boosting adoption rates and liquidity across the ecosystem. For investors, this could translate into growth opportunities not only in CRO but also in related sectors, such as crypto payment solutions, blockchain analytics, and digital media integrations. C. Public market access. The decision to take the venture public through a SPAC merger provides another layer of opportunity. Once listed, retail investors will have the chance to gain direct exposure through equity positions, while institutional players may consider strategic stakes. Public listings typically increase transparency and can attract long-term capital inflows, especially from funds restricted to investing in listed entities. 2. Key risks to consider. Volatility and market sentiment. Crypto is still an extremely volatile asset class. Even with billions in backing, the value of CRO and the project's associated assets could swing sharply in response to market cycles, macroeconomic shifts, or shifts in investor sentiment. Savvy investors should be prepared for significant short-term fluctuations, even if the long-term fundamentals appear strong. B. Regulatory uncertainty. Perhaps the biggest wildcard is regulation. The Trump connection ensures this initiative will be under a microscope, particularly in the U.S., where agencies like the SEC and CFTC are actively shaping digital asset policy. Any new regulations, whether they clarify the legal landscape or impose restrictions, could heavily influence the project's trajectory. C. Execution. Risk capital alone does not guarantee success. The initiative will need clear execution strategies, timely platform integrations, and measurable adoption milestones to justify its valuation and hype. Without solid delivery, the narrative could shift quickly from innovative and bold to overhyped and underperforming. 3. Strategic moves for investors. Monitor the roadmap. Investors should track every official update from Trump, media, and Crypto.com. Key signals of progress will include release of a clear implementation plan, announcements of strategic partnerships with fintech, media, or institutional players, milestone launches such as payment solutions, CRO utility expansions, or blockchain integrations. B. Diversification is key. While the upside potential of SHIO is significant, concentration risk remains high. Investors should avoid overexposure by balancing SHIO positions with a diversified portfolio that includes other tokens, equities, or even non-crypto assets. C. Look for adoption metrics. Numbers don't lie. Key performance indicators such as active users, CRO transaction volumes, staking participation, and platform integrations will reveal whether this initiative is gaining traction or stalling in the early stages. 4. Bottom line, the $6.4 billion CRO Treasury initiative is a bold, high-stakes play that could reshape the relationship between media, finance, and blockchain technology. For aggressive investors with a high risk tolerance, this could be a rare early entry opportunity into a project with massive capital support and high-profile backing. However, for risk-averse investors, the prudent approach is to watch the execution closely, wait for clear signs of adoption, and enter gradually rather than chasing early hype. Looking ahead, the future of the $6.4 billion CRO Treasury initiative, the launch of the $6.4 billion CRO Treasury initiative, a strategic collaboration between Trump Media Group and Crypto.com, marks a pivotal moment for both the crypto and media industries. But beyond the immediate buzz, what lies ahead for this ambitious project? The future will depend on execution, market conditions, and the ability to adapt to a rapidly evolving financial and regulatory landscape. 1. Execution will define success. The next 6 to 12 months will be critical. The announcement alone generated significant market interest, but long-term credibility will only come from delivery. Key areas to watch. Detailed roadmap. Investors will be looking for a clear timeline outlining how the $6.4 billion will be deployed. Will funds be allocated to platform development, partnerships, or expanding SHIO use cases in real-world transactions? Product integration. Early integrations of CRO into Trump media platforms, whether for advertising payments, subscriptions, or digital asset offerings, will be a strong signal of execution capability. Technology rollouts. Timely delivery of wallet solutions, blockchain integrations, and other technical milestones will determine if this initiative can sustain its early momentum. Execution, not just vision, will decide whether this initiative becomes a transformative force or just another overhyped project in crypto history. 2. The role of market conditions. The crypto market remains volatile, and external factors will heavily influence the trajectory of this project. Macroeconomic trends, global interest rates, inflation levels, and risk-on versus risk-off environments will affect investor appetite for digital assets. Bitcoin price movements. Historically, Bitcoin acts as the bellwether for the entire crypto market. A strong Bitcoin rally could amplify enthusiasm for CRO and related assets, while a downturn could suppress momentum. Liquidity flows. Institutional capital entering the market could provide the depth needed for sustained growth in CRO adoption. And valuation, a favorable market environment, combined with strong execution, could position CRO as a top-tier utility token in the next market cycle. 3. Navigating regulatory uncertainty. Regulatory clarity, or the lack of it, will play a decisive role in shaping the future of this initiative. With the Trump brand tied to the project, scrutiny will be intense from U.S. and global regulators alike. Key factors to monitor: policy developments, SEC guidance on token classification, stablecoin regulations, and DeFi compliance rules will directly impact strategy and operations. Global alignment, harmonization of crypto regulations across major jurisdictions like the EU, Singapore, and the Middle East could either accelerate global adoption or create barriers to entry. Proactive compliance. If Trump Media and Crypto.com take proactive steps toward transparency and compliance, it could build trust with regulators and investors, minimizing the risk of legal setbacks. 4. Expanding CRO's ecosystem. A major determinant of success will be how far and how quickly CRO expands beyond its current ecosystem. Potential growth areas include media and content monetization, using CRO for micropayments, subscriptions and creator royalties, advertising and marketing, blockchain-powered, and verification and smart contracts for transparent campaigns. Cross-industry partnerships, collaborations with fintech firms, entertainment platforms, or e-commerce giants to broaden CRO's utility and increase adoption. The more real-world use cases that emerge, the stronger the foundation for long-term growth. 5. Investor sentiment and engagement. Sustaining market enthusiasm requires consistent communication and transparency. Regular updates on milestones, partnerships, and technical developments will reassure investors and attract new participants. On the flip side, silence or delays could quickly erode confidence and trigger price corrections. The community aspect of crypto cannot be overstated. Engaging users through events, AMAs, Ask Me Anything sessions, and reward programs could build a loyal ecosystem of CRO holders and users. 6. Long-term vision. If executed effectively, the CRO Treasury Initiative could become a blueprint for how traditional industries integrate blockchain. Its success would not only elevate CRO as a versatile digital asset, but also encourage other corporations to explore similar strategies. Over the next few years, we could see broader institutional adoption of CRO. Expansion of CRO-driven solutions across industries like finance, media, and e-commerce. Greater synergy between blockchain technology and mainstream business operations. The CRO Treasury Initiative is at a crossroads of opportunity and challenge. It has the capital, the partnerships, and the visibility to make a significant impact. However, its future will depend on precise execution, favorable market conditions, and the ability to adapt to evolving regulations. For investors and industry watchers, the coming year will reveal whether this bold experiment becomes a cornerstone of crypto's mainstream adoption or just another case study of what might have been. The $6.4 billion CRO Treasury Initiative, born from the collaboration between Trump Media Group and Crypto.com, isn't just a headline. It's a movement that has the potential to reshape how media, finance, and blockchain intersect. For such a bold project to succeed, community engagement will play a pivotal role alongside strategic execution, market conditions, and regulatory clarity. This is where a well-thought-out call to action becomes more than just marketing. It becomes a roadmap for building trust, growing adoption, and sustaining momentum. 1. Building an active and informed community. The first step toward building a strong foundation is engagement through information. Transparency and open communication can help bridge the gap between corporate decision-makers and everyday investors or users. Key strategies for community engagement. Regular updates. Publish weekly or bi-weekly newsletters with insights on Treasury, developments, milestones achieved, and upcoming events. Social media presence. Leverage platforms like X, Twitter, Discord, and Telegram to create interactive spaces where the community can ask questions and share. Feedback. Educational content. Release explicable videos, AMAs, and blog posts that break down complex blockchain and finance concepts for new entrants too. The market. By educating the audience and maintaining transparency, the initiative can cultivate a sense of ownership and loyalty, turning passive observers into active participants. 2. Empowering early adopters. For any crypto initiative, early adopters are key advocates. These are the investors and users who not only support the project financially but also help to amplify its message organically. Ways to empower early adopters include exclusive access. Offer beta testing opportunities for new CRO-based features or platforms. Reward programs. Introduce staking incentives, loyalty bonuses, or referral programs that reward early engagement. Governance. Participation. Allow token holders to vote on specific treasury decisions, such as community grants or platform priorities. This approach not only builds trust, but also aligns the success of the project with the success of its most committed supporters. 3. Leveraging the Trump media platform. Trump Media Group's massive audience reach is a unique asset in driving awareness and adoption. By integrating CRO-based utilities directly into its platforms, the project can create real-world use cases that resonate with users. For example, content subscriptions allow CRO payments for premium or ad-free content. Advertising solutions let businesses purchase ad space on Trump media platforms using khóa, potentially with token-based discounts. Creator economy. Enable influencers and content creators to receive tips or payments directly in CRO, fostering a vibrant, token-driven ecosystem. This seamless integration could help position khóa not just as an investment asset, but as a functional currency within a growing media and entertainment ecosystem. 4. Engaging institutional and retail audiences. Successful call to action must appeal to both institutional investors and retail users. For institutions, host investor briefings, share audited reports, and maintain a transparent governance structure to build confidence. For retail users, simplify onboarding processes such as one-click wallet creation or user-friendly tutorials to make participation accessible to everyone. This dual strategy ensures that the initiative scales while maintaining its grassroots appeal. 5. Sustaining momentum through community-driven growth. Momentum is easy to generate with a headline-making announcement, but sustaining it requires consistent, community-driven growth. Actionable steps for maintaining engagement include hosting regular Ask Me Anything sessions with project leaders, creating bounty programs that reward users for contributing to ecosystem growth, like creating educational content or finding bugs, building local meets, or virtual events to connect with communities worldwide and foster a sense of shared purpose. The stronger the bond between the project and its user base, the more resilient it becomes against market volatility and negative sentiment. 6. Turning interest into action. Finally, the call to action must be clear and actionable. Investors, users, and institutions should know exactly how they can participate, whether it's buying and staking khóa, joining community discussions, or integrating CO payments into their businesses. The messaging should remain consistent, inclusive, and forward-looking, emphasizing that this initiative is not just about speculation, but about building a lasting digital economy powered by blockchain technology. The success of the CRO Treasury initiative hinges on more than financial capital. It depends on how effectively the project mobilizes and nurtures its community. By combining transparency, education, rewards, and real-world applications, Trump Media Group and Crypto.com can turn early excitement into sustainable adoption and loyalty. The path forward is clear: engage, empower, and deliver, if executed. Well, this initiative could set a new standard for how crypto projects connect with their audiences, paving the way for broader mainstream adoption.